Maybe I zoomed too much there. Something like that. That's good enough. I'll zoom a little bit. I'm trying to get it on the shot of the... There, that's better. What is up, people? This is just your generic where I'm at kind of a video. A few things I wanted to talk about. It seems like people are waiting until it's trendy, or waiting until it catches on. It's a fashion statement. They feel a little odd about wearing masks. So I thought I'd chat about it. I was just gonna put this up here because I think that people are waiting for permission to wear a face mask. So I'll give some time for some people to come into the room, and we will put this public and let y'all can say whatever you want. And then you know, I'll tell you some things that I got at Walmart. I can tell you what's going on. What the real deal is. You can go to Walmart. They ain't gonna have toilet paper. They're not gonna have water. But you can go to. Appreciate the like. I just got here. I ain't even done nothing yet. I guess you like the permission. So, but hey, appreciate the like. Let's move this around. And like, you people understand, I'm just putting out intel. There, it's not much for cinematography, but all those people right there are leaving this Walmart because they couldn't get what they wanted. They're all going hopping. I call it Walmart hopping. They're going from one to another to another. This is the metro Atlanta area that I happen to be in at the moment. So they're going from one to another trying to get what they need. You may be doing the same. Okay. The thing is, if you are looking around for what you need, there's a problem. You're now out in public with people who may have the coronavirus, this bioweapon disease designed to kill man, and you can't tell because they don't have symptoms. They're not wearing a mask, so they're not protecting you. You're not wearing a mask, so you're not protecting yourself. Okay? It's about self-love a little bit here, people. You got to care and love for yourself. You got to care about yourself more than the world cares about you. Because the world, right now, if you're in China, this is an odd thing. Because it's a law and they don't want the reporters to get arrested, plus it's a disease, they're giving people. They are a very giving people, the people there. Somebody's needing food, they're giving them. They're bringing buckets up to their rooms and stuff with water. But here's the thing, they're handing masks out in the streets in China. If someone doesn't have one, they're like, hey man, here, you ain't got one, I have, here. It's a giving. It means I care enough about you that I don't want you to die. Put this on your face and quit being stupid. But the reporters are like, oh, thank you, but then they're still reporting with no mask. It's just like the firefighters that used to run up on the scene of hazmat loads. It was a messed up joke, but the old joke used to be, or it was a legend of teaching more than it was a joke because it wasn't funny, was if you want to know if a load has hazmat on it, if there's a wreck, you look for the dead firefighters. Because they used to run up on the scene and they didn't have no mask, they didn't have no PPE, they had no idea what was going on, they were just trying to fight a fire, right? And they would die from the chemical or from whatever, it passed them out if it was chloride or something bad. Well, here's the thing. They're like these reporters. Oh, on the scene, I'm so happy to be here. Dude, it's a gas. I'll put a link to that video where that girl fell out, where she was doing reporting on the scene on a gas leak at a factory that, you know, made gasoline, but it was a chemical leak, and she got a whiff of it. It made her puke, about knocked her out, probably damaged her lungs instantly, and that stuff is not nothing to mess with. Like instantly, it's that bad. I used to haul it in a tanker. You have to don everything. It's called donning. You don the mask, the goggles, the full suit first, but then the mask and then the goggles, and then, you know, your helmet, your hard hat, your face shield, your goggles. You got the mask on. You put your gloves on, and then they use this chemical tape and they tape it to your suit, and then they tape your legs to the boots so that the chemical doesn't get up into your suit, and there you go. Well, if there's no oxygen to be had, they say you run if you see a cloud. Well, that cloud come up on that girl that was reporting, the black lady that was out there in Texas, and she's like fell out and puked and everything. She come back on, it's my first chemical leak. It's not your first. You don't never have to have one. You should never have one. You see what I'm saying? So It's not something you get used to. It will kill you. It's instant, death. It could kill you prolonged. It could kill you. Well, people in Wuhan understand this stuff will kill you, and they're like, put this mask on. But the reporter on the scene, oh yeah, well, I can't talk through that to the microphone. He doesn't care enough about himself that he'd rather be on TV for that minute to know that he could get a deadly disease that could kill him. There's no cure for it and all this stuff. So it's a little odd the first time. I just went into the Walmart. Well, see, the first time that I saw someone with a mask in Walmart, I was thinking in my head, I was like, good for you, And this lady was saying how she was riding the MARTA bus and in Atlanta, right? The place I delivered was close enough. I went to the Walmart, so okay, fine. Riding the MARTA bus every day to work, and the train, and the connector, between the two. And that she was telling a woman, I wear this every day. And so she wore it on into the Walmart. And I was thinking in my head, good for you, but I'm thinking at the same time, I'm thinking, wait a second, good for her, good for me. I need to be wearing one. You know what I'm saying? What am I thinking? I'm sitting here telling everybody about this stuff. If I'm gonna be running in this place, and then, because you come to find out later, oh, by the way, there was thousands of cases in that area, and you're in a hot zone. Atlanta right now is a hot zone they're not telling you about, people. They're not telling you about this hot zone. If you're around Atlanta, you are in a hot zone of coronavirus. Just the people that have complained, went to the hospital and been tested, has been higher numbers. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. Is if you're in Atlanta, you're in a hot zone. You need eye goggles, eye protection on that seal to your eyes. At the very least, get the ones from the motorcycle shop that have a thing. They tend to fog up a little bit, but the ones that have like rubber around them, maybe it lets some air in. Anything's better than nothing. Even if all you got is a dust mask, at least you care about yourself enough, and it's definitely going to stop any other kind of flu that might make you think that you have the coronavirus. And it might make you sick so you can't work. So regardless, even a dust mask, even with the staple holes in it, because it can't get through there. But you're not a hospital emergency room doctor or physician or nurse. You're not going to be in a high particulate, high level. That's what I was talking about the suit that I had to wear. They say, look, yes, you have a breather, but it doesn't create oxygen. If you see a cloud, you run away from it. If you know it's there, you run away from it, because there is no oxygen to be had in that environment, and you will die. Even with that respirator on, you'll die. You'll walk into it, take a whiff, you'll die. No air. And then you'll take the mask off because you can't breathe, trying to get air, because you won't think, and it'll make you want to take the mask off. That's why they teach people in the military. They run them through a gas chamber, and they say, nope, don't touch the mask, leave it on. Even though you're choking or whatever, leave it on. Because you need to know, no matter what, don't you take that mask off. Well, here's the thing. Don't put it down to your neck, because then the germs on the neck come back up, and use it one time in the store and throw it away. Or use it for the day and then throw it away. Once it comes off, before you take it off, you can wipe around it with alcohol. They're really saying that bleach doesn't kill this. I'm wanting to think that alcohol kills everything else, but they're saying for sure peroxide kills stuff. So if you took an alcohol wipe, dipped it in peroxide melts the stuff. It kills it somehow. So what I'm saying is, it's okay to wear a mask in the store. Other people have done it already. I just did it. It's trending, okay? Hashtag wear the damn mask, right? If you care about you, I don't even know you, and I care about you more than you care about you if you're not wearing a mask. That's where I'm at on this. So wear a mask when you go to the stores, especially Walmart, because here's why. These people are hopping from one store to another. There's no water. There's no toilet paper to be found. They're out of, let's see, water, toilet paper. I was looking for some more elderberry. They didn't have that, but they'll get some more in. But right now, people just got paid. They just got their check. They just went to the bank, and they've been waiting until today to do all this stuff. I'm pretty well stocked, but there's no paper towels. There's no nothing of that. They still got some more chemical cleaner on, bathroom cleaner stuff, but they're putting out box fans. I'll get into that in a second. I'll try to remember box fans. Okay, here's the thing. You want to make a negative pressure environment, right? And of course, I'm getting photobombed by, I think it's a Ninja. I'm not sure. It could be a Ninja. Is that a Ninja? Y'all, look, watch this. He disappeared. It's a Ninja for sure. So what I was saying is, before I got photobombed, is they're running low on all kinds of stuff, and people are going from one Walmart in Atlanta area to another. And if any of them do have it, because it's a hot zone, they're spreading it. And you're in that environment if you go out tonight. I would say wait till tomorrow. Just go ahead and say, look, they ain't got nothing. Chill at the crib. Go tomorrow and get what you need. You know what I mean? Richard Buzdick, Matt Benazia, what's up? Yeah, y'all, I'm just doing a live because I wanted to tell you people, it's okay every time that there's the ninja again. We've been photobombed by a ninja. He's, I don't know, he might come over here and attack me in a minute. You never know about the ninjas. But so anyway, it's okay to wear a mask every time you go out in public. It's okay to wear it when you're going to Walmart because we don't know, and they're not telling us, and they're not testing, and doctors are asking them to test, and they're not testing. There's so much going on like that that's just weird. And then you learn this, and I'm gonna put a link to this video, even though I'm not playing it right now, and you people are not gonna believe me. But I'm gonna explain to you the reason why I always have odd news channels from different countries is that's where you find out the truth. Because their propaganda might not give a damn about the United States propaganda, just like the United States don't give a damn about their propaganda. So I watch BBC, which is England. Hey, we should be able to trust them, right? They're, you know, okay. Well, they tell things that maybe you won't find in our regular news. It's not being cycled. It's not on their repeat in the, you know, the puppets up there on their puppet show, all, you know, mockingbird media, all being a mockingbird and saying the same thing. What's reading their script? They're actors. They're not going to the scene and giving you new news. They're not digging it up for you or finding it. They're not journalists. They are actors that read a script. Look, their makeup's perfect, all this, put them on there. People seem to like them because they're used to them. You watch them between your feet at night, right? You think you're getting news, you're not. Well, here's the thing. It's not cycling on there, but in the BBC, and I'll put up a link after I drop this video, in England, they put up a news thing on the BBC. And that news thing said this. It said, there will be more people that you love and care about that are going to die of this virus. That's what they said. That's exactly what they said. And they also was saying that they know there's more numbers than what's being tested. Now here in the US, we were somehow out of test kits, but here's the worst thing that they said. This is what I really want to put the video up for. I was going to play it on here, but you know how somehow everything goes wonky with, it clicks in and out and messes with my audio. I think this is clearer. So here's the thing. This is what the BBC said. There's two schools of thought now, because I don't subscribe to this school of thought, but I'm gonna tell you what their school of thought is currently. And this is what the governments of the world are pushing. They want you to get the virus. I'm gonna say this again, and then you're not gonna believe me, and then you're gonna be, what? Come on, trucker stuff, come on. Listen to me carefully. Because they believe that it's like a wall between the rich people and the virus. If there's a bunch of people who have already had it and either they died from it or they built up some kind of an immunity to it, even though there's 3 telomeres, I guess you call them, or whatever the receptors are, okay, there's 3, it's engineered, it's like a basketball that has 3 pieces. One piece has receptors on it, well, they're probably all mixed up, but one piece has receptors on it that is the HIV AIDS thing, right? The other is the original SARS thing, right? And the other one is the MERS thing, okay? So that's why they know for sure it's genetically engineered, but it will present itself into your body as like the SARS or the MERS or a cold or whatever receptor they've got in there. It could be 4 or 5. It's at least 3. When it presents itself and sticks to you that way, they'll probably all kind of be that way because of the strain. There's different strains in different countries. Some are more virulent, some are more deadly, but it matters how it presents itself to you in your body. And then you create antibodies to that, but then you get it again, not from outside source, but from it already being in your body, but it rolls around to that different receptor that is now saying, oh, I'm not the thing you just fought out. I'm a whole nother disease. Fight this. And they say that the second time your body might attack it or attack your heart and cause you a heart attack. I'm not sure how that exactly works, but I do know this. Even if you beat it 3 times, you're going to have exactly the same deadly, almost, you know, you're fighting for your death. The one guy said it felt like somebody was putting their hands into his lungs and trying to rip his lungs out from the inside, people. That's what this is out. And he says, I've had pneumonia, I've had a flu. This is not pneumonia. This is worse. Okay? So, second time is death, I heard. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. So what I'm saying is that they think, though, the powers that be, the ones that think, oh, it's just the flu, wash your hands, you'll be great. Well, I'm sure that Li Wenlang or whatever, that doctor that died trying to fight this and trying to tell the board about it, I'm sure he washed his hands 100 times a day. Okay? But he had his suit off. It was a 60-year-old woman. He let his guard down. He got it. But it was deadly to him. Okay? So here's what I'm saying. All right. The governments of the world, all of them right now, have evidently come up to a new idea. They're like, we can't stop it from being in other countries, of course, because they damn near brought it here. Then they're saying, well, it needs to spread, and once it gets to a certain percentage, that will create a herd immunity, and that will save their lives, because it will create a barrier. Either they died of it, the people that got it, or they created antibodies, but they don't understand there's 3 phases to this. It might take 3 years for it to happen. But they think now it's a good idea for everybody to get it. They want you to get it. I'm going to put that video up. You're not going to believe me now, and I don't expect you to. But I'm telling you, I disagree with that school of thought. I'm with the school of thought that says we don't have to get this shit. I'm with the school of thought that says if we don't get this, we may live longer, and it may be that it changes into a different strand that's weaker, and then we get that, and we live even if the first one would have killed us if we're masked up. Mask up, people. That's what I'm saying. You have my permission. If you've been waiting for somebody to tell you, you could go into the Walmart, you can go into the Home Depot, you can go into the stores wearing your mask before you get in there, and you can say, if somebody asks you, why are you wearing a mask? And no one will. I promise you. I just went into a Walmart, and I was even thinking for the people on the last time I went in earlier when there was hardly nobody, but there was the woman, and she rode to Marta and said, I wear this every day. This is nothing. I wear this every day. Well, I was thinking, good for her. Now I'm thinking good for me and good for you, because you need to wear it, and everyone's going to think, you know, good for him. Everybody's going to think, you know, good for him. I need to get some of them too. The lady on the way out, I had to hand a receipt over because there was something in my buggy, wasn't in a bag. She says, you know, I need to get me a mask. I'm like, that's right. Get you a mask, even if it's a dust mask. Anything will stop it, but you really need to be an N95 plus, because the N95, they say. But if you can get an N95, that should be decent. You're not going to be in a hospital room with flooding patients coming in all the time. You're not on the front lines of that bad, okay? But it's okay to wear a mask every day. It's okay to wear it in the store. And when you go in there, no one's going to judge you. No one's going to ask you questions unless they're curious and wanting to learn for themselves where to buy one. And it's trendy and it's okay. And you're creating a situation where you care about yourself, and then throw it away when you get outside, and wash your hands with some alcohol. I'll tell you, I've got in my side door, I'll tell you right now, I got a bottle of water with a hole that I used a pocket knife for the hole in the top of the water, and I wash my hands with some Dawn dishwashing liquid. Then I put some alcohol on my hands, and then I'm using peroxide. Okay, it's a triple threat killer right there was what I'm doing. But because I had to hand over the receipt though before I left, you know, and they were glad that I'm wearing it. They were like, yeah, you know, more people need to wear the mask, so we'll all know it's okay. If you need permission, it's okay, America. You can wear the mask. No one's going to judge you. They're going to look up to you. They're going to be like, that dude's got it going on. He's smart. And there was another guy in there with a mask, and another woman, and there was a whole little family, okay? And don't do like they did in China with the grapefruit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going to do it. But about the video though, where they want you to get it, I want you not to get it. I want you not to get it because you might die from it. Okay? And they're not telling the real, oh, somebody subbed. Yeah, I appreciate it. So they're not telling the real numbers in the US, they're not telling the real numbers in China, and they want you to get this. And guess what? Congress just took off for 2 weeks. They are off as of today, or yesterday, I guess it was today. They said, we're not sticking around. I put it up on Twitter. You need to go on Twitter, because James Woods, this rich dude, that he's an actor in movies. Look up James Woods. He was in some movies. I've seen the movies. I just don't always connect actors, because I learned about stuff other than baseball, football, and being well known for in celebrity and shit. You see, you're looking at trees. I'm not trying to be a celebrity, but that guy, he's like worth how many billion. He's smart. He's highly intelligent. He put up there a picture of Nancy Pelosi saying, I'm not, in a video, I'm not sticking around because she loaded up the coronavirus help bill or whatever with a bunch of pork, so it won't go through. So it's like, what? Or something like that. Some kind of bill. She said, I'm not sticking around to make no plan or whatever. And what she was saying was, she's going on the vacation for Congress. They're all going on vacation right now. So in 2 weeks, when they can do something about it, by the time they get back and pass, it'll be at least 2 weeks. This virus will have doubled twice, okay? And will have spread like crazy while they do nothing. We're still at work, America. We're still working, and your government has quit on you for their 2-week vacation. And what she said was, in the words she used was, she said, collateral damage, which is us, we're going to die in the meantime, so they can have herd immunity, have that hedge against the virus they think is going to be, but it ain't, because there's 3 sides of it. But whatever. I want you to not get it. Wear the mask. But back to her, she's like, well, okay. Also, she mentioned, other than collateral damage, mentioned not going to stick around or whatever to vote, because some kind of argument between her and what the Republicans don't want to give her everything she wants or something. I don't know. And something to the fact, because in other words, they're going on break. They're going on their vacation. So, meanwhile, while it all spreads, and she said taking stock of inventory or something like that, basically of the people, she wants it to wait until it's flooded and then take stock of who else got it, right? That's how they're going to do this. And it's on Twitter. Go look at it. And I retweeted it. I put, we the people are still working, We the people we got this. Go on then. We got this. So wear a mask is what I'm saying. But they were saying that while there's people are going to be collateral damage, in other words, it's okay if you die, to them, while they're on their break, right? Their 2-week little whatever it takes, or a week, and then how many days to get back their crap together. And she said something else other than the, God, I should have did this live where I could have went on there and showed you, but it was other than the collateral damage and other than the, inventory, that inventory. Yeah, no, I said on there, I put, yeah, the inventory is where your inventory and see if you got enough toilet paper and chicken noodle soup and food and stuff. I put provisions or whatever for their bunkers while they're in bunkers, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So they want provisions. Yeah. Look, people, and they set up FEMA places where now they're going to put people with coronavirus in state parks. What runs through the state park? The damn water supply. Effing geniuses. I'm trying to keep this so clean. My work is so ungown, it's crazy. Well, I'll tell you, the only thing moving right now is air freight. A lot of truckers ain't gonna move, but then some are gonna be sick, and then some are gonna die. I might die, and that's why I'm trying to wear a mask. I care about me. But the truth is, then you'll have X amount of truckers left, okay, and Y amount of freight, and Z is trying to get it to the door. Nobody ever wanted to haul groceries in the first place because it didn't pay much. So they're gonna have to subsidize it to get drivers off anything they're running to make them haul it. It had to be FEMA. So the whole thing is fixing to implode on itself. I was telling people prep early, but you still got time to prep because we ain't all died yet, and we're still moving America. So, and they say if trucking shuts down, truckers shut down for 3 days, nobody in America have nothing. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. All the ports don't have any containers. They don't have freight, and or they have a limited amount left, but they got nothing coming in. And the things that come from China, like your shoes and that kind of stuff, we'll still have toilet paper because there's Kimberly-Clark, there's Georgia Pacific. They cut down pine trees, they grind them up, and they make toilet paper and paper towels. You're going to be fine on that, except for this. When the truckers are sick, you won't get it to the store. You might have some air freight people moving their stuff, and that'd be, like I said, the 18-wheeler has to get it in the first place. Then they move it onto a plane, or they put it on off of a plane onto the truck and get it wherever, and then they put it on little trucks at like a depot. So there's a lot of air freight. Rich people are ordering toilet paper online, and so they don't have to go to the store. If you can't get toilet paper in your area, you can order it online, not just Amazon, but like small stores that are office supply stores, and they actually sell that also because it's an office supply. So people are just ordering pallets and pallets of freaking toilet paper. So they can still get their hands on it, even if Walmart's out and you have to wait the next day or whatever. You can have it on your doorstep. There'll be drones that are giving us stuff. Let's see, some important items to get from China we should stock up on, besides clothing and shoes. Well, they said the N-95 masks, 3M will, we got something else going on, but hold on 1 second. Okay, they're trying to tool up right now for some kind of things for the military, but what they need to be doing is building companies here in America, because we gave all of our corporations tax breaks if they go overseas or they found out about it and they made a loophole. And then so they went overseas, some went to Mexico, so but out of the country, and left all these towns with no jobs, and then they just go broke and in their ghost towns. Okay, so then now we got a supply problem for everything we need, including antibiotics. If you have any kind of medicines, you need to get your medicines now, because a lot of the, even if the medicine is made here in the US, a lot of the stuff that's used to make it is made over there in China. Scalpels, if you're a doctor, because we can't make 440 grade or better, up to 770 or whatever grade stainless steel that won't rust. So if you cut someone, you don't have to worry so much about the tetanus shot. It's kind of a chemical reaction between rust and your body that causes tetanus, and you could die of it, even if you live through the surgery. So they use scalpels from China because their EPA doesn't stop them. They don't have an EPA. They just put the shit up in the air. So there's that, is if you're a medic and you need a kit like that, or if you're a surgeon, go ahead and get your scalpels now. But let's see, baptism for everyone, complimentary of the Wuhan market. Well, here's the trick about that. Guess what? It's a bioengineered bioweapon that these people stole from Canada, and they were Chinese. They made it there is what they did, and then they stole it. And here's the thing. It's SARS 7.0, but in Wuhan is where those 2 level 4 facilities are, and they found that a guy in there, they've admitted to, hey, we're going to have different protocols now in our level 4 agencies here, or whatever. China says this, almost admitting to it, because they found out that one guy was investigated who worked there, and they said that he had made $1 million or so American, selling animals that they tested. They gave diseases to these animals that are deadly viruses and stuff, but they were rare animals, like the civet cat and all this other stuff that was, not allowed. They probably bought them from the Wuhan market in the first place, which is the whole proximity of that city. The city was designed to facilitate the place, basically, because of where they put it. But that guy sold those animals to the Wuhan market and made millions of dollars because they were rare animals. So, or at least $1 million, one guy. So they believe that someone probably got infected, but that he also took the animals and sold them to the market, and that's why it was a release in the market, is because they took animals that they tested this deadly thing on and put them there. But I think it was an intentional release at this point, because they said recently China had just inoculated all their people there against some kind of coronavirus, and it was a forced inoculation. It's like, everybody takes this now. But when it got out, evidently it didn't work because people are dying anyway. So it's like they made a disease, made an antidote, and the antidote didn't work. So at that point, it's a problem. But as far as the regular things that you should stock up on from China, would be anything that you have that you flip over, it says made in China, which is, you're talking, okay, you're not going to get an iPhone 12 because that was made there and they shut that down completely. You're not going to get a lot of shoes and stuff. Here's the thing. There's a lot of places that are interconnected. Most shoes are made in, like, I don't know, South Korea or whatever, but it's all... they're getting their supply and a lot of their stuff to make those shoes also from China. So there's trade with China for these places that we think it might be made in Korea, but guess what? A lot of their stuff comes from China, or, other countries. It doesn't have to be Korea. Any, Indonesia, whatever. So it's hard to track down the supply chain and give you a correct answer on that. But I can tell you one thing for sure. Reebok, Nike, look at all the name brand shoes, a lot of clothes, food. We have food here. We don't accept any food from China, so there's no problem with that, but we're not going to have truck drivers that are still living or healthy to deliver it at some point. At that point, I don't know. I think that the total saturation of this virus, complete 100% infection rate for the whole world, it may be at least 85% by July or August. And then when the second wave hits and then the third wave hits. But in the meantime, here's going to be your problem. fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm telling you, grow a garden. I'm telling you from a standpoint that I'll put a link up to a couple that does videos, and they show how to drill holes in the bottom of Dixie cups and make them into I mean, I'm telling you from experience and from what I'm doing right now, have a little greenhouse and start your seedlings now, and if they don't go, then go buy the plants, and have tomatoes and, you know, eggplant and cucumbers and whatever you can eat, because that's going to be something you may not be able to get your hands on. And potatoes is going to be a big thing. Get boxed dry potatoes, because if you buy potatoes in a bag right now, they're going to die. But if you buy boxes of dry potatoes for $2.50 a piece, instant potatoes, you may be able to ride this out. But that nurse is, I think she's on day 40 and hoping to be out in 7 more days now. She keeps saying 7 days. That she's had this and been fighting it. And these are healthy people. Can you afford to stay home for 40 days? Okay, that's some Noah stuff right there, man. You need an ark, you know? So I'd be eating the animals if it was me. I got a drink. I'm sitting here talking, and I'm eating chips that are salty as, you know, I'm not all coronaed up. Not yet, people. Let me turn that switch off. Let's see. Yeah, it is. That's why I was saying they're hopping. I'll go through some of these comments. I'm gonna get off this, but just let me just tell you something. You have my permission to wear a mask, and it's good for you if you do it every single time. So let's see. Wash your hands, people. And it's not just the mask. Listen, it's ocular. It's your eyes. You have to have something that has not just sunglasses would help, or I'm sorry, even clear ones. You can go to a motorcycle shop and they got clear ones that have like a rubber seal around the back of them. I don't know. I've got this camera so jacked up right now. I don't know if you could even see mine, or if it would even help if I even tried to show it. But something like these right here, like I said, this is a starting position, okay, is something like these. These are clear for riding a motorcycle, right? Rather than wearing a helmet, they come up with these, and they have these rubber seal in the back of them. I don't know if you can see how thick that is. But then to go further, my chemical masks that I still have from running tankers are like this. I didn't wear one of these in there yet. See, and I need to clean them up. I've had them in the side here, but this has like a rubber. Oh man, you're not gonna be able to see this unless I actually do it like this. Look, I can show it to you as best as I can. Check this out. And then I'm gonna shut this down in a second anyhow, so it really doesn't matter. Let me zoom out. See this right here? This is a chemical mask. It's got scratches on it because my face shield off of my helmet, when I remove it, sometimes I'd be a little upset about the situation of where they were taking forever to get me out of there, and I ain't trying to be in a place that's gonna blow up. So I would, you know, move stuff around, throw it in the side, and get out of there, and then clean it later. But this is like the rubber seal on the back of them, okay? 3M, look up the 3M website and you can order everything you need from 3M. But this is a full-on, and it matches. The nose piece comes up way high. You'll never see goggles like this unless you go 3M. They match a N-95 mask, the peak of the nose. So these are versus the ones I just showed you, which are these motorcycle riding that just do have some kind of seal, but they still let air behind them. But something's better than nothing, you know. And these seem to fog up a bit. I keep them off my face, but this and a mask, good enough if you have nothing. But I'm gonna say this: you really need a seal, and it's that right there. This is a bioweapon. Like I said, people, you can't really mess around with this stuff much. I just know that the numbers are low enough at this point, even though there is a risk, that I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't have a full biosuit on, but I'm feeling confident to go in. And in 2 weeks, I'll find out. You know, in 2 weeks, you find out is when you get it, if you've got it or not. Sometimes it can show longer than that, and not show, I'm sorry, till longer than that. And people are dying from it. It's deadly, especially if you're, you know, older. And I'm old, so there you go, people. And here's the thing: if you think you're going to live through this virus, tell me how that Lee Win-Lan, that 30-year-old guy, tell me how come. I'm gonna zoom this. I ain't trying to get them on this. Man, tell me how that guy lived. Didn't live. Tell me how he could have. He was in a hospital where he tested himself and could have tested himself at any lunch break, right? But he died. Tell me, if you think that you're going to live through this without masking up and all this, explain to me why they are canceling all the NBA basketball, like I think the one basketball thing was canceled. Other than that, they had people, you can't go in there because they're not going to make it a crowd. They're just going to make it just on TV. But they canceled something that's going to lose them millions of dollars. If the NFL players are so, or I'm sorry, NBA players are so healthy, why would it be a big deal? Can't they just beat it? What if they all just go ahead and get it? And then no, they'll die. There will be no basketball if the basketball players get this. Listen, Tom Hanks has got it. He admitted it on Twitter. Did you hear about that on the news? Maybe, maybe not. But I guarantee you didn't hear about the thing saying more people will die in England, or saying that they believe now that it's a good idea for everybody to get it to create a herd immunity, and then they'll have a hedge against the disease from the rich people getting it. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people are going to die if you take that opinion, so wear a mask. I will put a link up to this. I'm fixing to get off this thing. I'm just now gaining hours. I'm going to, on my computer log, I'm a trucker, so if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to get out of here, but people, if you have been waiting for someone to give you permission to wear a mask into a store, you have my permission. It's going to be all right. It's okay. And wear some kind of goggles that seal better than just some sunglasses. Wear some kind of goggles. The ones that, like I said, at the motorcycle shop, I might fill that in with silicone. I don't know what I'm going to do on those to make them better. That was old trick, is people used to use chemical tape and silicone for the other stuff that we did at work. And new seals. I'm like, team new seal. Any of y'all tankers know what I'm talking about. Use the new seal every time, man. Then you won't have no leaks. You won't have to worry about it blowing out on you. But you know, the world is telling you, you're getting conflicting reports. Oh, you don't need a mask. We need those for the doctors. It won't help you. If it don't help me, how's it going to help them? Right? So, because they don't have it and they don't want to get it. Right? If they're not a patient, if you're a doctor, well, even with full biosuits, and the one woman said that she was the nurse that's now had it for 30-something days, almost 40, and waiting on to get out of the hospital, trying to beat it. 15 vials of liquid and all this stuff almost daily later. She's dying of it. She's just trying to live, and maybe she will. But she said she had a better suit than her husband because she threatened to hug him in this thing. She said, I'm going to hug you if you don't leave me alone. He says, it's okay, I'll wear a suit. But he did step back. He was scared, right? Because she'd been acting kind of freaky. Well, she says, I was wearing a better suit than you when I got it. So she was wearing full biosuit. Of course, they were in a higher, amount of virus environment. People coming to the hospital and dying right there in the hallways waiting and stuff, and they had to deal with the bodies. But she got it anyway. So I'm telling you, at some point, it's going to be something that you won't even want to walk in there with a biosuit, even to the stores. A Waffle House got it. Did you hear about that? Maybe not. Maybe you did. It's up on Twitter. People go up there. You'll find out the truth of what's really going on. People are putting us stuff up from little comment here and there from everywhere America. A little comment. Oh, hey, by the way, did you hear? They just moved, a couple thousand people to here. It's not on any map anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Anniston, Alabama was one location they moved a bunch of people to. Oh, it's not on a map. They don't count, I guess, if the military's taking care of it. If they come off a cruise ship, I guess they don't count in the full numbers of the country. We have probably in the 20s of thousands, probably 20,000 or more people infected right now, walking around America, just walking around. No big deal. Some of them don't even know it. And then you'll find out later. You're 2 weeks behind on knowing what happened to you today. You won't find out for 2 weeks. So wear a mask. You got my permission. Okay? Anybody asks you, which they won't, they'll actually be proud of you. They'll be, hey, you know what? Good for you. But if anybody ever asks you, why are you wearing a mask? And if they want to know, who told you to, tell them Trucking Stuff sent you. He said it's okay. It's going to be all right. Man, maybe they'll look at some of my videos and they'll learn what's really going on with this thing. You can't beat it. The only way you can beat it is not to get it. So don't get it. Mask up every time you're in public. That's what's going on here. But I will tell you what you should buy. The only thing that they're doing for the people in Nebraska in that hospital is giving them chicken noodle soup and probably a saline solution, bags of that. Keeping them, hydrated, but chicken noodle soup, and they're putting them in a negative pressure room, which is a fan that blows out one way. So it sucks the air out of the room so that they are not like mold, how mold grows in a room. You don't want that virus. You're discharging it all the time, and it'll fill it up, and it'll make you sicker and sicker and sicker. You could die like that. So they have a negative pressure room, and it's made for Ebola patients. They learned that. Well, a negative pressure room is like a fan in your window blowing out. You could do that, and they've got stock of fans at Walmart right now. They put them up, and they know about it. Just like they put up the alcohol and peroxide. They put up stocks and stocks of alcohol and peroxide because they know once they put it on the news, hey, go buy a box fan if you get this and you blow it out your window, get it, whatever. Well, there's that. You know about it now because I just told you. Are you hearing about it on the news? No. Okay? But it ain't hot enough to need no fan. Everybody's got air conditioning. Why are we getting fans? Because it creates a negative pressure environment. Fresh air coming from the front, you're not viral loading up the room. It's all about viral load. That's why 7,000 or so, I think they said it was 7,000, 5 or 7,000 Chinese doctors, nurses, and staff now have this disease in Wuhan in China altogether. If they all have it and they had on suits, what makes you think you're not going to get it if you don't even try not to get it? Okay, yes, they had a higher viral load, but this thing is transmissible like the measles. It's got an RO factor of somewhere between, I'd say about 15, but somewhere between 12 and 18. Look up measles because it transmits like a vapor. It's a gas, people. It's not even the moisture when someone sneezes on you. It comes out in a vapor. You don't even see it. Think of it as nuclear. Read the book. Z is for Zachariah. Okay, you got homework to do, people. Read Z is for Zachariah. The letter Z is for Z-A-C-C-H-A-R-I-A, I believe it is. That is actually about a nuclear fallout situation where the girl had a suit. You need to think about the suit and imagine that as this situation, and then you'll understand what you need to do every time. So everybody died but her. She was in a place that kind of like Tennessee, where they had Oak Ridge, surrounded by mountains. If there was an event, it'd be surrounded, but also it has almost like its own weather. Her place had its own weather. So that's, but read the book. It's good reading, especially if you're quarantined and you're stuck somewhere. Now, these quarantine zones, all right, I'm going to put up a map of that, and I'll put it as a community thing, because I was going to do a live and make that, I'll make it a community thing. In a couple of seconds, it'll come up on my channel. It'll be a map. It'll show that North Carolina, South Carolina, I think it's Tennessee and Georgia is going to be serviced by one place that's a park, I guess, in Georgia. They're going to move everybody there that's being quarantined. Okay? I think everybody there will get it and some will die of it. I think it's going to be, and I think that if they've got that idea of herd immunity at this point, whew, I got a little problem with that. So even compassionate care at the end, giving you AIDS antivirals if you live or die, maybe I'm not taking that chance and dealing with that. So if you're in your home, you need to have 40 days worth of food, okay, minimum. So I would say really like 8 weeks, and start planning to, if you want potatoes, have a bunch of dried potatoes, because if you buy potatoes and bring them home, they're gonna bud out and go bad and rot. But you need some dry potatoes, and plant some potatoes if you're wanting to have them within how many months, because when all the truckers wind up dying off or getting sick and can't deliver you that food, even if it's in warehouses in the United States, there's warehouses with ravioli stacked to the ceiling, toilet paper stacked to the ceiling, all these places, because they've made it such a market where truckers can't make no money hauling that crap. Only certain people haul groceries. When those only certain people die, it's gonna be hard to even talk another trucker into hauling that mess, because look, we know that don't pay nothing. Bunch of canned goods, it's heavy, so it's gonna eat up your fuel mileage, and you're gonna have to scale it 4 or 5 times. You might have to go back there and have them unload some of it because they put too much on. And and my battery's about to die. I'm gonna get off this thing, but like I said, stock up now. And the things you're gonna want to buy is a box fan, a HEPA filter for your house. If you don't have masks, you can buy a HEPA filter that's made for a vacuum cleaner bag, cut it up, put some straps on it, maybe paracord, and that is your mask. You're welcome, people. Okay. And then chicken noodle soup, because that's what they're giving them up at that Nebraska thing. I got off the subject, but I was talking about it. They're giving them chicken noodle soup, a negative pressure room, And that's how they're getting them better. Oh, and Tylenol to keep your fever down. Now, Tylenol, antibiotics, that's going to be in short supply. India's got a problem where they're going to have a higher death toll because they make the antibiotics there. And those people have a problem because it's done got into the environment, and they have a higher rate of people that are antibiotic resistant because of it. So once they get the secondary infection, because antibiotics won't kill this stuff, but when you get it, then you get another kind of lung infection, pneumonia, that needs antibiotics, and they'll die because they're antibiotic resistant. So there's a lot of different, and they take a train and everybody shoves everybody in the train. It's weird. Listen, people, wear gloves. When you go to Walmart, get you some nitrate gloves. Wipe down the buggy handles, but wear gloves anyways. As you touch the doors to the freezer, you're going to do that last anyhow, so your stuff will stay thawed out. When you leave, throw the gloves away. Put your stuff in your vehicle with your hands, then wash your hands. If there's anything you need to be wiped down, peroxide in a water bottle, empty bottle that sprays, spray bottle. Peroxide kills this stuff for sure. So anyhow, let's see, deleted by a horsefly. Okay, I don't know. A horsefly found something bad, I guess, and I'll check out these comments later. People, I gotta go, and my battery's about to die. Just know it's okay to wear a mask, America. Okay, it's trendy. I just did it. I did it first. I'll be the first one to do it, and I'm gonna do it every time. So if you're in public, going to Walmart, wear a mask. Nobody's gonna look at you funny. They're just gonna wonder where the hell they can buy theirs, because they're like, hey, I care about me too, right? So let's make this happen, and let's not be in their school of thought with that knowledge. I'm gonna put up some links. I'm gonna get off this thing. Y'all stay safe. We're still working, America. The truckers that are still out here, we ain't give up on it yet, okay? And you've been pressed into service. You are now in a war. This is a bioweapon. You are now in a war. Like it or not, it's time to soldier up, you know? It's time to suit up. Time to put on what you need. Gloves, eye protection because it's ocular, and that mask. So there you go. That's all I got for you for right now. I'm gonna get off this thing. I'll do another live when I can. I had time. There you go. Y'all stay safe. I'm out. And share this everywhere. Get the word out. It's okay to wear a mask. I'm out. Peace.